What's up, everybody?
Hello, hello.
We are back at it, and we're coming with something you need, because I got a sneaky feeling that there's a lot of married couples out there that need a getaway. Stressed out, life is lifing. Mm-hmm. It's crazy in America right now, and this is a good time to get away. Woo! I think Tupac used to have a song that says, "So much pressure in the air, I'm not happy, I need to get away." It's either Isley Brothers or Tupac. I don't know. Anyway, tonight we're going to be telling you the benefits of getting away and what it does for your love life as a married couple. So get ready, because we're getting ready to get into it. But before we do that, we need to remind you.
Yes, we need to remind you guys that this podcast is for married and seriously dating couples only. Mm-hmm. And this is for informational purposes only.
For educational purposes, we want to help you as grown, married, mature people. So if you're not that, keep scrolling, go back and play, because we got grown folk conversation get ready to happen in just a few seconds.
We made it through the test. Strength and need, love and sex.
I want to start by saying, babe, that in life as grown folk, we get so busy sometimes that our relationship gets put on the back burner.
Yeah.
We start taking each other for granted. We don't prioritize our love making. Communication begins to suffer. We get caught in a rut.
Yeah.
And it necessitates a timeout to say we need to get away.
A timeout, or just like a little reset.
Yes.
A little reset.
It does something amazing. Many sexologists will tell you that getting away, weekend getaways, can add spark and bring fire and passion back in your marriage. Definitely. How many of y'all could use some fire and some spice back in your love life? Put some fire in the chat right now if you could use some fire back in your marriage. Somebody out there listening to us right now is like, yeah, it's getting kind of boring. The kids are getting on my nerves. I'm stressed out at work.
The holidays are coming up.
Oh my goodness.
The planning for that.
That's another thing. Even good things can be stressful.
Yes.
Especially when you got folk coming to your house and you got to clean up. You
do the extra cleaning. The
extra cleaning, the ceiling fan cleaning, and the baseboard cleaning, and all that. But there are 5 reasons why we think that you need to get away so that you can get that fire back in your marriage. Number 1, when you get away, you see each other without distractions.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a minute. When you get away, you're able to see each other without distractions. What does that mean for you?
I know for me, it means that I give you all to myself. So I don't have to share you with our children for the moment, or share you with the congregation. Mm-hmm. So I give you all to myself so that we can kind of see each other in that new light, and without having to worry about, I got this meeting, that meeting, I got to do this, I got to do that.
I think sometimes we see each other in our roles. You see me as father, or I see you as mother, or as provider, and not as my playmate.
Right.
When we're away, I'm like, ooh, she looks good in that bathing suit. Oh my gosh, that's my girlfriend. Seeing the sun and the glistening all over your oiled up body when we're laying on the beach, it just does something to me.
When we going away?
Yeah, soon, I hope. I want to go right now. But it allows us to see each other without the distractions, without the meetings, without the phone calls, without the chores. It is so rewarding for me as a husband to be able to see you in that light, to see you with your hair down and unbothered, without the distractions.
Definitely. And it just does something, I think, for a woman, knowing that, hey, I don't have these extra responsibilities right now, and so I can totally relax. And actually, my list, it exists, but it doesn't exist.
Yeah, the further you get away from home base, that list doesn't mean as much. And not to have anybody calling your name, Mama, Daddy, or Pastor Spencer, or First Lady. People calling it. Oh my God. It just does something for me not to have to do anything but just be there for you. And I get to have you all to myself. No distractions. My girlfriend is with me. My playmate is with me, and it's just like being on a big playground for grown-ups. I love it. So that's important. When you get away, you get to see each other without distractions. What's number 2?
I think the second thing would be is that you're building that anticipation and excitement because you're planning the trip together. And so planning the trip naturally in itself, it raises that sense of excitement, like, hey, we're planning this is where we're going, this is what we're gonna do, and oh, let me pack this for this excursion or this dinner. And so it allows you to just really be in that moment and like in that anticipation of going.
I'm like that guy on TikTok. Let me tell you something. Look, when we get ready to plan a trip, I start salivating.
What?
When I'm thinking about that, when you come out and you're like, what you think about this outfit? I'm gonna wear this for dinner, or I'm gonna wear this, and I'm like, just don't wear no underwear with it.
Really?
When when we go out of town, when we go out of town.
When we're out of the country.
Yeah,
let's preference.
When we go out of town,
Nobody
it's a whole
knows us.
nother
Yes.
level. It's a whole nother vibe. And for me as a man, the anticipation of seeing her in certain outfits, seeing her without those restrictive garments, it causes me to be excited. Do you hear me?
Restricted garments.
I like when we go shopping.
Oh, now that I like that too, because one, I'll try on some things that I know I probably won't wear, but it's just just trying on some things like this is a little risque, to wear.
And that's what I like. That's what I like. I like going to pick out your outfit. Like when we're planning for a trip and we go shopping months before it happens.
Right.
I'm like, ooh, when we go to Cancun, when we go to Miami, when we go to Dubai or wherever we're going, I want you to wear this. She's like, give it here. Let me see.
One, I need to make sure that it's age appropriate.
What does it mean, age appropriate?
Well, there are so many things that are out there that I am a 55-year-old woman.
And that looks 25.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Tell it to my knees. But there are some things that I'm just not going to wear at 55 that I would have at 25.
But you can still be grown and sexy.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
But it's the anticipation. And I like looking where we're going, right? And seeing what the resort has to offer.
Yeah.
Seeing what attractions are there. And we start making out a list. Okay, we want to do that when we get there. We look at the amenities. Do they have a spa? Can we get a couples massage? Is there a beach? Is there a place for natural bathing? All of that. I want to know all of it.
Right.
Give me some options. But I'm telling you, the anticipation, sexologists will tell you that the anticipation, thinking of something, anticipating something, builds up that erotic creativity to the point where you're like, ooh, I cannot wait until we get here. We're going to do this, that, and the third. So that's another reason why getaways are important for your marriage. It allows you to use your creativity. The largest sex organ you have is what?
Your skin.
Your brain. Your brain is your largest sex organ because the creativity starts with anticipation. You start thinking about things you would not have thought doing a staycay. You start thinking about, oh, I've never been here, so can we try this? Can we do that when we get? Can we make love out here? Can we go there?
Does the room have a balcony? All those kind of
All
things.
those things. So it builds anticipation and excitement. The third thing is you get to experience new things, right? We went to a glass cabin this past summer, and it was amazing.
Yes.
Now I had to do some convincing with this one. She's a city girl. I'm a country boy. And I was like, look at this cabin. It's amazing. Cabin.
In the woods.
In the woods.
Where
bugs.
Where all the animals are.
But tell them about the cabin, girl.
It was such an awesome experience. One, because it was something new. And then I was excited after reading about all the amenities and going into town and, the things that we would plan to do when we were there. But just being there, it just awakened something in me that was like, this is new and exciting. It's because I like new things. And so that was something that really spoke to my spirit.
Yeah, it got both of us out of
Yeah.
our comfort zones, because I'm going to keep it a buck with you. It was outside of Atlanta in rural Georgia, and we're going through these little small towns, and I'm from a small town, so I'm kind of accustomed to it. So I'm looking for certain flags and certain signs and stuff, and I'm like, Lord, keep me near the cross.
Yeah, it was over the river and through the woods.
But once we got to where we were going, and we got to this serene cabin that was glass on the outside, glass all the way around. So when you get in it, you can see everything, but people cannot see in. And there was no people around us,
Right.
just trees. We looked out one morning, and there were a family
It was
of
a
deer.
family of deer, yeah.
And they couldn't see us, and we were just like, look,
They're so close.
there's Bambi. Look at that.
We renamed them.
Then we had a sauna outside on the deck. We had a shower outside on the deck. We had a jacuzzi outside on the deck. So we're out there in our birthday suits, out there just enjoying nature, and it was just amazing. We got to go back.
Definitely.
We even said,
definitely.
even she said, "Ooh, we got to come back here
And
for a
stay
week."
longer, yes.
We did wine tasting. We went and
Yes.
had a wine tasting up in the mountains. We went into a little small town and looked at all the arts and crafts. Just an amazing time. But the thing we're trying to say is you get to experience new things. Whenever y'all go somewhere together as a couple, try something you've never done before.
Definitely.
In Dubai, we rode a camel. We saw belly dancers.
We went all the way to the tallest building.
2,717
in the world.
feet in the sky. It's amazing, and you're able to create new memories with each other. And these are things y'all can look back on in your pictures and laugh about and lay in the bed and talk about. It's about experiencing new memories, creating new memories together. So that's why it's important for y'all to get away. Can somebody type in the comments, let's get away? As a matter of fact,
Let's get away.
text your spouse right now and say, baby, I want to get away right now. What's the fourth reason?
The fourth reason, and for many is maybe one of the top reasons, is for relaxation and de-stressing.
Oh my goodness.
You know, when we're back in our homes, we're inundated with our day-to-day. So sometimes it's very hard to relax when you're trying to think about the next. And sometimes that stress builds up, especially this time of year when we're preparing for the holidays. It's just more stress centered around it. But getting away allows you to relax and de-stress, because one of the things that we said early on, you don't have to worry about, okay, who's going to clean the room, or I've got to prepare dinner. You just got to decide which restaurant you're going to go to.
If that's the case, why you clean up the hotel room when we go somewhere?
Some habits are hard to break. I don't want to leave a mess.
She be straightening up the hotel room. I'm like, baby, we got people to do that. Don't do anything this week.
One, because I don't want to leave something in the hotel like I've done before when I haven't really paid attention. So, yeah.
But stress is a silent killer.
Definitely.
And some of us don't even know we're stressed. And there's been times when we go on vacation, babe, and we say we're going to do a whole lot of stuff, but we get in that bed and lay down, and next thing you know, you're like,
oh, I can remember we were somewhere and we were like, I can't believe we're laying in the bed and we were watching like some old movie.
Yeah.
We're like, so this is what 50 looks like?
we didn't know we were that tired.
Yes.
That's the point. Sometimes you don't know you're tired until you get away.
And then with getting away, if you decide to spend half a day in the bed, you don't have to worry about fixing dinner or the kids coming in or having to hop up and go to a meeting. You just be.
Yeah. So the whole de-stressing piece is so important. And I think at least once a quarter, you guys should plan those weekend getaways. It doesn't always have to be elaborate, but 1 week out of a year needs to be elaborate. Y'all, you deserve it. Your marriage deserves it, right?
Actually, your marriage needs it.
It needs it.
It needs it.
It's a reboot.
Yes.
It's a reset. It's like sometimes you got to reset your computer, download new stuff into your computer, and then it says this information will be loaded once you restart your computer. And a week away as a couple restarts your eroticism. It restarts your lovemaking. You see each other in fresh eyes. It's something. I like going out in resorts, going to nice dinners, dressing up, seeing my wife in sexy outfits, sitting at the dinner table without any schedule, catching up on conversation, sipping some fine wine, looking at sunsets, hearing the ocean as we sit on the balcony. These are things that I recall from time to time, and I'm like, oh, that was so special. I remember that. And I bring the picture and I'm like, baby, you remember this sunset? You remember this? Those are the kind of things that help to add years to your life.
Yes, definitely. And that's additional conversation pieces. Like, hey, remember when you jumped from this such and such building into this cistern of water? So those things help to build conversation.
Yeah. So de-stressing is important. The last thing we'll say tonight is that it rekindles the appreciation that you have for your spouse.
Right.
Sometimes we don't know how much we love and appreciate each other until we just get away. Sometimes when we're away and we're laying on the beach and my wife has fallen asleep, she doesn't know I do this, but I just lay there and just look at her glistening under the sun, sleeping peacefully. I'm like, that's my baby.
Oh.
That's my, and I just appreciate her so much. And it just, I start reflecting on how she's given birth to 3 of my sons. I start reflecting on how we met each other in college as kids, and here we are grown with little streaks of gray that she tries to cover up. All of that is just I just appreciate you so much when we get away. What does it do for you?
It just restarts something in me, and it reignites where I can tell you that I'm grateful for the little things and be very specific about them. Like when I know that you have a very hectic schedule, but when that time is intentional, that you pull away and it's just me, it just helps me through those times when I know that you're busy.
I don't know why this came in my mind. Sometimes when we go on vacation, I like to go say goodbye to the beach. On that last day, before we leave, you're in the room, you're packing up, and I typically go out on the beach, and I just have this moment of reflection. I look out over the vast ocean, and I begin to look at how expansive the ocean is, and it makes me marvel at God's creation. And I think about the ancestors who came over on the Middle Passage. Some didn't make it, but we are one of the ones that did. And then I thank God for the time that He gave me with you to be in this beautiful place that He's given us. So all of those reasons are so important to get away, which leads us to this. We have put together an amazing getaway for married couples. It's our international retreat coming up June 5th through the 8th, 2025 in Nassau, Bahamas. And this place is always super sexy, y'all. It's super special. It's a private island.
It's an offshore island.
Offshore island. Sandals, the Bahamian resort in the Nassau, Bahamas, surrounded by all this clear blue water. Couples only, all inclusive, ocean view. Oh my God. When I saw it, I said, baby, these couples are going to love this.
Yes.
When we went to Jamaica, we had 60 couples. It was nice. I think this is equally nice, if not a notch up.
I think it's a notch up. It's definitely a notch up.
And we're calling it what?
Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island.
Yes.
Check this out. And a lot of y'all think, okay, fantasy. Wait a minute, y'all gonna do some kinky stuff? Fantasy is not always about kinky stuff or out of bounds stuff. Fantasy is about you fulfilling the desires in your heart for your marriage. It's about using your imagination.
Right.
Sometimes we get into these ruts and we don't think, but baby, tell them why this trip is so important.
It's important because it allows you to relax your mind. It allows you to communicate with your spouse on another level. And sometimes when we're so busy, we're not thinking about fantasies, or we don't have the right tools to communicate our fantasy to our spouse. So that's why that's one of the aspects of this retreat. We're going to do some inner work, and we're going to help you to explore some of those fantasies with your spouse and be able to maybe live some of those out.
Yeah, there's some things that y'all have always wanted to try together but have never done. We want to teach you how to ask for what you want. We want to teach you how to be creative in the bedroom. And more than anything, We know that God wants to give you the desires of your heart when your ways are pleasing to Him. And God is able to do abundantly more than you can imagine, think, or conceive. The problem is we haven't taken the time to get away. This is your time. So, baby, how do they lock in their room to go with us on June of next year?
So right now, in order to secure your spot, you can go to our Naked and Unashamed website, which is nakedandunashamedSLS.com, and secure, put the fee down to hold your spot.
How much is the fee?
The fee is $200 down to hold your spot.
And then if you go to our website, you'll also see a breakdown of the total cost. And we've made it easy for you to have a payment plan. On December the what?
The 5th.
The 5th. December the 5th, we're going to have a full webinar, a master class on how fantasy can enrich your marriage and why it's important. And we're going to break down our trip to Nassau. But if I were you, I'd go ahead and lock my room in now, because we had 60 couples last time. We're going to take over this whole island, and you want to make sure you got the room you want. You want that room with the balcony, don't you? You want that room facing the ocean, don't you? So y'all can do what you need to do on the balcony. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you hear me with your good ear? So it's going to be amazing. We worked hard trying to find this spot. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. We found the spot, and I think you're going to love it. So go check out our website, lock in your room, and pencil in that masterclass on December the 5th on that Thursday at 6:30 p.m. and we'll tell you more about it. But those of y'all who rock with us and have been with us before, you know what I'm saying. Lock that room in. Lock that room in. It's going to sell out. Listen, if this was a blessing for you tonight, would y'all do us a favor? I want you to share this with 5 couple friends. In that little part that says share right here on the YouTube channel, click on that, and it'll give you an option to text somebody or email somebody. Share the link to this podcast with 5 friends. Everybody say 5 friends. 5 couple friends, and say, man, check this out. Girl, check this out. I think this will help your marriage. Please, y'all, share this with 5 friends. Anything else?
No, just in case you haven't, we need a community to keep our marriages together, like-minded couples that are working together, and we offer that where we do coaching, we do oh my gosh, meetups, we have discounts on our retreats. So we have a good time together.
Yes, we do.
This is something that you want to check out, go to theedencircle.com. Again, that's theedencircle.com.
Yeah, we want to help you. Yes. We've been married for 30 years. We are sexologists. We are certified sex doulas. We want to help guide you into being more erotically conscious, because Rhonda and I want y'all to be naked and unashamed. We want you to get to that place, naked and without shame, to be unashamed, because in Genesis 2:25 it says that God created them male and female, and they were naked and without shame. We want to get you back to that place where God intended you to be. Sex is a gift to married couples. God wants you to get in your bedroom and enjoy yourself, and we want to help you get there. Listen, share this with your friends. We'll be back live at 8 o'clock on TikTok. We're going to deep dive into how getaways can actually help your marriage. So any questions that y'all did not get to ask us tonight, we're going to go live at 8, so you can ask us anything you want as a follow-up to what we said tonight. So again, we want to say thank y'all for being on. We love you. And we'll see y'all in about 30 minutes at 8 o'clock. We'll see you there. Everybody, we are super excited about the 2025 Naked and Unashamed International Retreat. We have been scouring the earth trying to find the perfect spot, and I think we found it.
I think so.
It is a beautiful remote island separate from the Nassau Bahama Island. It's surrounded by tranquil blue water, and it's called the what?
It's called the Royal Bahamian in Sandals.
Oh my goodness. Yes. It is so beautiful. And we had 60 couples to go with us 2 years ago. We're anticipating taking over the whole island. So if I was you, I would register for this right now and lock in your room. We're calling this Fantasy Island. Why Fantasy Island? Because We want to help married couples fulfill their fantasy, the things that you have not been able to explore yet with each other. We want you to use your creativity in the bedroom. Tell them how to lock it in.
You can lock in your spot by going to nakedandunashamedSLS.com. Again, that's nakedandunashamedSLS.com. Go to the retreat tab and you'll see where it says to book to hold your spot for $200. That's what's going to hold your spot.
All right. So listen, it's just my fantasy.
Ow.
Living, I don't know the rest of God.
Okay.
That's what God.
Okay.
Yeah, but we want to help you fulfill your fantasies in your marriage, make your marriage everything you want to be, the love you've always wanted, the communication you've always wanted, the connection you always wanted is within your grasp. Go lock in your spot today.